Picture it, Los Angeles, 2025. Welcome to Out on the Lanai, the only Golden Girls podcast you're ever going to need to listen to. I am HAlanScott / Sadie Pines, and I am not flying solo today. We do have a guest. I have a guest. But Kerri, obviously, as you know from the last episode, then the last episode, she didn't have a baby. And guess what? She has a baby. Oh my God, she has a baby. And adorable little baby. I want to save all that info and updates for her to give, but she did want me to tell everyone that so I'm going to quote this here, that baby and Kerri are home and doing well, but that she has a crazy story to share when she comes back, and I can't wait for her to share that story. Oh my God, you guys are you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, actually. So I, first off, wanted to say that this is the last episode that we're recording for this year. We do have a New Year's episode coming out. We're going to do a New Year's episode. That'll be out on December 31st. But Kerri and I recorded that before she had the baby. And then the baby situation sort of took over the month and things got very confusing. So this is the last episode that I'm recording this year for Out on the Lanai. And I just wanted to say thank you for listening this year. We really do appreciate it. It is so special to be able to do this 10 years in. Oh my God. And to have this sort of Golden Girls joy that we get to share with you. It's really, really special. And I'm really grateful for all of you listening and tuning in every single week and supporting us and everything that we do. It's so crazy to think that, like, over these years, we've had babies and marriages and relationships and deaths in the family and highs and lows and all of the things. So it's kind of crazy to think about the life changes that we've all been able to share together. And over the years, we've been able to do it laughing with the Golden Girls and having our girls with us. And it's just, I feel really special and I'm very grateful. So thank you for that. And I wanted to also say that our guest today is GGVIP Eliot Glazer. Yes, Eliot will be joining me, and we will be watching the Golden Palace episode. It's beginning to look a lot less like Christmas. So fun. So actually, it is it's a weird Christmas episode for the girls, but it's a fun episode, and I'm really glad that Eliot chose it. He also, there's a reason why he didn't want to do a Golden Girls Christmas episode, which I kind of rib him for a little bit at the top of the segment, so keep listening for that. And then on the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour, which of course you can go over to our Patreon and sign up for that. It's all in the show notes. But Eliot's going to join us for our Rusty Anchor Happy Hour, where Eliot and I might give you some information on something he and I are working on. Oh. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. You're going to love it. So go over to the Patreon if you haven't already. Subscribe to that. Or, if not, that's okay too. We love you and we love everyone here for listening and watching. Now, we have had a contest going on where we're giving away this Brickcraft Golden Girls puzzle. And guess what? We have a winner, and it is Shelly Wood. Congratulations, Shelly Wood. Isn't that fun? Isn't it going to be so fun? I also maybe might be selecting other people to receive other puzzles that I received from Brickcraft. I'm just saying, you might get something special in the mail. Who knows? So keep an eye on those inboxes for that information. And other than that, the only thing else I want to say is happy holidays. All the love and joy to you. It's a good time of year. It's a complicated time of year for a lot of people, myself included. I always get a little weird this time of year in the head. And so I always, as you know, like to say that there's space for all of the emotions this time of year, and whatever you're feeling is valid and good. And just try to, if you can be with people, be with people. But if you can't, you can do the things that make you feel good that you need to be doing. But just know that, like, you always have someone, even just us. And this time of year might be rough, might be happy, might be joyous, might be sad, whatever it is for you. You have value, and I'm just really glad that you're able to either see me or hear me or however you're consuming this content, and that I'm grateful for you, and I wish you the best this time of year. So let's take a break, and we will be back with our friend, Eliot Glazer, to get into the Christmas spirit with the girls. Eliot Glazer, welcome back to Out on the Lanai.
Oh, thank you so much, Alan. What a pleasure to be here. as
We just
Dorothy would say.
It's a pleasure to be here. I do kind of love that. Now, yes, I am a former Mormon, so I have a history with Christmas, but I do love that the two Jews are going over the Christmas episode of A Golden Palace.
Well, yes, but also bear in mind that I am Jewish, like OG style, so I've always been
Fascinated by Christmas.
not even fascinated, just wistful. I want it so much. I love it so much. And we've talked ad nauseum about I could get a tree, I could put a thing up, I could be festive. And I've talked about it with my therapist too. And he also agrees that that would bring joy, seasonal joy.
Yeah.
But I just can't bring myself to do it. I feel like
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now, I will admit, as a former Mormon converted to Judaism, there is a lot of the conversation of, are you prepared to give up Christmas? And Christmas was never a big deal in my family anyway. But I think the vast majority of people out there, non-religious, Christmas is just a festive holiday, not a religious holiday for most people.
totally.
And so you can fully embrace the sprinkles and the lights and the twinkle and the tree. And you do. In fact, I would argue that based on our group text with some friends, you are more festive than me. I'm bah humbug. I'm the
You
one
are.
who's saying I'm not going to I'm not going to walk through some Christmas village, or I'm not going to go ice skating in some Christmas ice skating thing. I'm obese. There are blades. It's dangerous. I'm not doing, you are actually more festive than I am this
I
time
am.
of year.
I'm festive. I love the holidays. Well, that's not true. I have anxiety and dread that pops up around the holiday season year after year. And I've finally learned that I need to combat it head first because I know what's lying ahead is a
Mhm.
feeling of FOMO, a
Mhm.
feeling of not belonging, of almost being edged toward Christmas, but then not getting to finish in a
Yeah.
sense. And Hanukkah is fun. Is
But
it
it's not.
is it the
It's not.
replacement of Christmas? No.
No. No. Hanukkah is, I am looking forward. This is my first time as a Jew that I will be in New York City for Hanukkah.
That is fun.
So that
That is
is
fun.
different. Although I don't
But there's not
like,
like the great I mean, you can go to the Prospect Park menorah.
sure, I'm not gonna, but like,
No.
I don't like, I don't care. I don't care about Christmas or Hanukkah really for that much. But anyway, I do
I
love that we're
well,
doing the Christmas episode
yeah, and
together.
I have to say I did the most Golden Girls slash Golden Palace-y Christmas thing ever
Mhm, mhm,
last week, which was I did a walking architectural tour of
mhm.
historic homes in Pasadena that have
Mhm.
been decorated for the holiday season. And
God,
it
that's,
was me
oh,
and the Talbot's Army. It was all Golden Girls, and I never had a better time in my life.
God bless you. That sounds like actual hell to me. I
Why?
don't, because it's outdoors and we're walking and it's cold.
You're actually
I don't,
not it was hot, and you're actually not walking that much. You're driving from location to location.
but then are you with other people?
Of course.
Yeah, see, I don't want to do that. No, no,
You wouldn't wanna
no.
see giant, wealthy homes and the interior decor that is very Nancy
Elliot,
Myers coded.
I have a car. I can drive through Beverly Hills if I need to. I can go through Pasadena if
It's
I
not
need
Beverly
to.
Hills, it's Pasadena inside. You're going inside the homes.
I don't need it. That's even
Oh,
creepier. I don't need it. No, I
I
don't need
love
it. I
it.
don't want it. I don't want it. No, I'm your Rose. I'm definitely Dorothy. So okay, we decided. You actually decided, based because we had a controversial text thread where you admitted to me that you don't actually like the Golden Girls Christmas episode where they go to the diner.
Oh, I
Correct?
don't dislike it, I just find it a
You
little
hate it. You
tepid,
hate it.
and
You
I
hate it.
that frame of them at a diner and it's starting to snow in Florida, and that sort of I don't know, there's something about it that just kind of icks me, creeps me out a
See,
little bit.
I love that episode. I particularly love at the very end moment when they're looking through the window at the
That's what I'm
snow
thinking
at the
of.
diner, and Rose is there, and then Dorothy does this thing. Well, B. Arthur does this thing where she moves her head, and it kind of blocks Rose's face a little bit. And
Yeah.
I love it. I look for it every single episode. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's also the episode. I could be wrong on this. That's also the episode where they get the Men of Blanche's boudoir. Correct?
Yes, which, by the
Yes.
way, I recently watched the Golden Girls special on Hulu,
Hmm.
and did you
Which we're
watch it?
not a part of, and we're still bitter about.
Well, first and foremost, I was like, "Who these people? Like, where is
Oh,
Out of the Lanai?" I was a little furious, I will say.
I'm not saying anything.
I mean, what?
I said enough. I said
They were
enough.
like, "We're the Golden Girls." I'm like, "Who are you? What are you talking about?" But secondarily, they showed bloopers, and apparently, you watched it, of course.
Yes, yes. We
Yeah,
reviewed it on the podcast. We were
of
bitter then.
course.
Yeah.
But there was something so interesting about the fact that there was a blow up between B and Betty, and that the only way it was sort of diffused was the next day when they were shooting the men of Blanche's boudoir. The
Yeah.
crew made goof props with pictures of them as the men of the boudoir,
Oh, yeah.
and B is hysterical laughing and was
Yeah.
like, "This is wonderful,
It was
wonderful."
wonderful. It was wonderful. It is wonderful to think that they got that. And I wish it was a part of Betty White's auction that they had. I wish that it was actually a part of it.
Me too.
But because Eliot hates that Christmas episode,
Hate is a strong word.
hate's a strong word, but it's true. We are watching the Golden Palace Christmas episode called "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Less Like Christmas." Now, both of us weren't sure because I often forget Golden Palace stuff, but like we weren't sure if there was a Christmas episode of Golden Palace. So what was in general, we're going to get down the episode, but what was your experience like watching this episode?
Well, I'm somebody who always wants to champion the Golden Palace because I think the more the merrier,
I agree.
no pun intended, but ultimately, this was a reminder of why the show just kind of
I
like
disagree.
limped along, I think, and especially without B. I just thought it was so blah. It just like didn't do anything. Nothing
I
happened.
disagree. I was in the episode. I was on board, and I love a holiday themed episode. Either Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm there. Valentine's Day. Any themed episode for a holiday of a sitcom, game ready. I'm sat. But this episode, I was a little worried because I forgot. I honestly forgot it, and I was on board for the episode for most of the episode, right up until Sophia's last line. And we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay, so let's start things off. They are decorating for Christmas. They're decorating the lobby for Christmas, and it's cute. There's even a what was it? There's a roasting chestnuts joke, like balls joke, which I really love. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. I don't remember it.
But they're decorating, and then Roland, we love
Don Cheadle was so hot.
Don Cheadle was so
It's
hot.
crazy. He's like he's just such like a stud.
Yeah.
He's just emanating this like he's just so attractive.
You remember the episode where he was in his boxer shorts and you saw a little dangle of Roland's Roland. Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, it was a moment. Well, so Roland gets a call. He's going to be doing the Santa, and competitive Rose comes out, and I have a clip of it. I love competitive Rose. I'm going to play the clip.
What?
Who is that?
It's a guy I know down at the Children's Hospital. Yeah, they want me to play Santa Claus for the kids tomorrow.
Oh.
The original Santa fell through.
Oh, Roland, this is quite an honor. I hope you've had the necessary training.
It's no big deal, Rose. I'm just gonna put on a red suit and go down there and pass out some gifts.
Oh, no, you're not, Buster.
What?
The real Santa doesn't go through the motions. If you're going to do this, you're going to do it right. Now, let's see your belly.
I beg your pardon?
Your belly, mister! I hope you can make it shake like a bowl full of jelly. Show 'em, Blanche.
Honestly,
That's a great, yeah, that's a good callback because doesn't the line before that is like,
well, no, it gets to it. I have the clip of it because it's a great. This was the first bit of it. I loved this whole bit because it was Rose being competitive, which I love, and it was her demanding to see Roland's belly, which I would do, and then it gets to a fun, Sophia joke against Blanche being a little slutty, but then towards the end of this bit where Rose is done, yelling at Roland for being an inadequate Santa, Blanche gets back at Sophia. Here's the clip.
I hope you can come up with some really good facial hair by tomorrow.
Show him, Sophia.
I mean,
it was so good.
I live for that. I live for that ping pong. I really do. And the callback, but also like there's some, it's Sophia making fun of Blanche being a slut or quote unquote fat.
Yeah.
Is always so funny. I just always think that dynamic is I just think the Sophia roasting Blanche dynamic is genuinely one of my favorites.
Well, and they're good together because
They are.
yes, Sophia can rat on Rose for being dumb. They all rat on Rose for being dumb, but like I almost feel like Blanche and Sophia are like neck and neck with their ability to like take someone down, and I love seeing that rat-a-tat-tat between them because they're
Yeah.
both so good at it.
They're so good at it, and it's just, yeah, I don't know, I love it. And again, like my constant thing through all of this is like I just miss B.
Yeah, of
But
course.
there are like small moments that give me pleasure and make me feel like, okay, we're still in the universe, you know, like we're
Yeah.
really there. And though
Yeah.
this was one of those moments.
Fully. Well, so it turns out that Sophia accidentally, she's kind of in a mood, and Sophia either accidentally or intentionally books a group that she agrees that there'll be no Christmas decorations whatsoever because there's a group of recently divorced singles there that are whatever. It's like it's the B plot that I'm a little kind of like a B plot that started at the beginning of the episode and then only paid out at the end. It was sort of a strange B plot, but there's actually
very odd.
there were 3 different plots really in this
Yeah.
episode. Kind
Very
of strange.
weird, very odd.
Because
Yeah.
you had the Santa bit, you had the hotel guest bit, you had Chewie's
A Christmas
bit of
Carol.
a Christmas Carol, which we'll get to that.
Ugh.
So there's this group there, so they have to do it because there's so many rooms. I think they said there was like 19 rooms that were booked. So of course Roland and Blanche are like, yes, we'll do it. So they'd agree to take down all of the decorations. They're in the kitchen. They're lamenting over what this is going to mean. And then this episode, one thing about this episode, even if you didn't like it, it has costumes. It is costume heavy in a way that made my heart. I love a stupid, silly costume. And this clip I'm about to show is the perfect first example of the first stupid costume on this episode.
We need to talk, Rose.
Oh, Rose isn't here. I'm Nicodemus, Santa's #1 helper-in-chief.
Rose, honey, we've got some bad news now. There's been a terrible mix-up. We cannot mention Christmas in front of this group of guests we got coming.
What?
So, of course, that means costumes got to go.
No way. I'm going to wear my elf costume or I'm going to walk around naked.
I know I've said the same thing myself many times.
Blanche, I almost think that Blanche's lines in this episode, she gets the best lines. She's the funniest to me.
She is the funniest for sure. And I always think, you know, as funny as like a Blanche sex joke is or a slut joke, she always lands them. Always. Yeah. They are some of the funniest, you know, as much as B gets credit, deservedly so, for her looks. Nobody lands. No, I mean, people think, you know, Sophia knows how to land a punchline. I think Rue McClanahan just nails them all the way through.
I agree. And I've been saying, I mean, I say it, I feel like a broken record, but I always say it. I think they're all incredible actors in their own way. But, you know, Betty White was a TV actor. Sophia was a punchline actor.
Yes.
B. Arthur was a personality actor. It was her personality coming through that really sold a character. But Rue McClanahan is an actor. She is like truly an actor. I really feel that.
Yeah, I just think she's sort of the secret weapon in a way.
Yes.
You know, especially like the episode where we're going back to the Golden Girls, but obviously her like, I think one of her big standout moments was when she's delirious from writing her book and she sees little balls of sunshine in a bag. It's like, that was a tour de force, you know?
Incredible.
But I think she's sort of like the dark horse of the show.
I think she's a star of the show, in my opinion. But okay, so Cheech Marin hates Christmas. Christmas is just not his thing. So he's fully on board with this group insisting that there be no Christmas decorations. He doesn't want to do Christmas food. He doesn't want to do.
He's a Scrooge.
He's a bah humbug. He's kind of me. In a lot of
he is
ways.
kind of you.
He's kind of me. Although I'm festive in my own way. And so this is where the series becomes a Christmas Carol. Now, I love any variation of a Christmas Carol in most situations, because to me, it is such an applicable Christmas story for most film and television shows.
Yes, I don't care.
And that makes you a Jew. No, like,
I don't care.
What don't you care about it? Do you not like it?
I don't dislike it. I mean, I remember liking the Muppets one,
It's very good.
but I
Have
just
you
don't.
seen Mickey's Christmas Carol?
I think I might have at some point.
And have you seen the Susan Lucci one?
I have not seen that one.
God, that one's worth it. And there's also a Vanessa Williams one that's really good. I mean, there are so many great versions of
See,
A
but
Christmas Carol.
that's where the oddness of being Jewish comes in that it's like, you know, A Christmas Carol or what's that movie that everybody loves? Christmas Story.
It's a Wonderful
Christmas
Life?
Story.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
Christmas Story.
yeah.
Or It's a Wonderful Life. Like all these Christmas Elf. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's very much like inclusive, so anybody can watch them. Home Alone, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it's like when they are so Christmas themed, like when they're so Christmassy that Christmas is like part of the solution or like part of the ending. When it's so entrenched in that storyline, there is an element of feeling, for me at least, like just on the outside. And so
This
like
is
with The
where
Christmas Carol, I get it. It's like a classic story and for storytelling structure and screenwriting. But
Mhm.
I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not opposed. I have no fanaticism about it.
This is where I would push back a little bit, and I want you to reframe your way of thinking of A Christmas Carol, because yes, I see why you would think Christmas is and in this story too, within the Golden Palace, Christmas is a vital part. Understanding the spirit of Christmas is a vital part of the story. But I would argue that the point of the story at the end is less about Christmas and more about being good to your fellow man, being a good
Fully.
person, giving back. So you could technically make A Christmas Carol a Valentine's Day carol or
Look at
a
it,
4th of July carol.
absolutely. I don't think you totally can do that. But A Christmas Carol is literally a Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, for me, at my age, I have felt like
I'm only 28.
Right. I feel like 4 decades in, like Chinese in a movie is sort of a depressing way of like plugging your ears and pretending that Christmas isn't happening when, at least for me, I want to be part of. I want Christmas morning. I want the tree and the gifts. I want that familial thing happening, and I don't have it. And so, yeah, Chinese in a movie, it's just like it's depressing.
We love Chinese on Christmas Day, though. It's delicious.
But it's still Chinese on Christmas Day.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Chewie is visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and what was the other one? Future. Yeah. And so the first one, I have a clip of it, is visited by Rose.
Christmas. Huh? Oh, I was having a dream. Yeah, I was just having
Chewy Castillos.
Who are you? Rose? What are you doing in my bedroom?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
What? Why am I wearing this goofy hat?
Haven't you ever had a Christmas dream before?
Never.
They only come to those who wait. No, that's something else.
I will say Betty White looked incredible.
She did in her like weird hologram.
Oh, yeah, she was fully
self.
see-through. She was fully see-through. And then so in this situation, she takes Chewie. There was a really funny bit where she's having to take Chewie into the past, and she's walking with Chewie, and they go through the bathroom, and then she realizes, wrong way. You have to admit that was really funny.
It's just annoying. Like, it annoys me because it's like, it all feels so lazy. The sense, and this is because this is my writer's brain, but it's like Chewie narrating everything he's doing and feeling is so hacky.
Yeah.
And being like, why am I wearing this hat? I'm dreaming. Like, it's so hacky. And then on top of it, it's like, we're supposed to believe A Christmas Carol like dream sequence 3 times where they don't leave. They don't leave the hotel. Like, again, I understand that we're supposed to suspend disbelief, but I find it I just find it lazy.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, we're going to get into all of these dreams and the visits that Chewie has from the ghosts right after this break. It's about to get weird, but we're about to get a good dick joke from Blanche. That's coming up, y'all. So we are back. So now Rose and Chewie, they're back in time. They're looking at little baby Chewie, and they're seeing the origins of, his thoughts on Christmas and what Christmas is like. And his father, where Cheech Marin plays his father back in the day, working at the hotel, it works at the hotel, and he actually has like crazy Christmas spirit, but he makes Chewie wear.
And guess who plays his father?
Cheech Marin. Of course. Who else would play him? You think they're going to get like, I don't know, Don DeLuise?
A day player.
No, they don't want to pay that actor. Cheech Marin. And this was also a struggling show, Elliot.
Yeah, I know.
So, they're not paying other actors with lines.
That's
right. So the basically Chewie's character has to wear this like crazy costume as part of the hotel bit. And it kind of starts his like hatred of Christmas, right?
Well, he's wearing like as a kid, he's forced to wear a giant cake costume, and people either put whipped cream on the top of the cake or eat from it. I forget which.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, that is by the way, it's like the weirdest part of the Golden Palace. They had this ongoing bit with like huge, weird food things. And the finale, remember the finale is like one big, huge burrito that it's like, what, where are we? What goes on here? How did they get to that? Like, it's such a strange choice.
Yeah.
But I also love big prop gags, and I don't know who would have thought of this giant cake thing, but I really enjoyed it.
Well, because later on we get to see Sophia dancing in this giant cake, and that more than makes up for any weirdness that was in this thing. So, okay, so the past one is done. Chewie's back in his bedroom, and now he's visited by the ghost of Christmas presents. Presents,
right?
Plural, played by Blanche.
By the way, are they like, that's the thing too? It's like,
what
is this Rose, Blanche, and Sophia, or are these figments of his imagination that are?
Well, yeah, he's having these dreams using figures from his life that he's familiar with, and because they're probably his maternal figures in his life, or they like, they're the wise people in his life, and so.
But I'm trying to remember, in A Christmas Carol, were the ghosts played by people in Scrooge's life?
No, yes and no. He was visited by his old law partner, which was what started all the visits from the ghosts. And then,
Jacob Marley.
Yes, exactly. And then the other ones are sort of, representative of like death and angel and, the things, the Christian things.
Yeah.
And so in this one, I think it makes sense. And frankly, I don't care where the story goes. I get to see Blanche in this weird outfit doing really funny jokes and then ultimately doing a dick joke. Here's the first clip. Blanche, when Chewie first meets her as the ghost of Christmas presents.
Whoa, who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas presents.
The ghost of Christmas presents? Don't you mean the ghost of Christmas present?
Honey, do I come to where you work and tell you how to flip burgers?
Listen, back off. Besides, I've learned my Christmas lesson. My dad wasn't such a bad guy. But still, do you know what it's like to be covered with whipped cream on Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. I don't care how old a sex joke gets with Blanche. It will never get old in how Rue McClanahan delivers the sex joke.
You know what I just realized, though? It's like the thing that I miss between that kind of line here and it being delivered on the Golden Girls, is that it feels more expected here. And I don't know why, but it feels more expected and almost like there's not it feels like they're rushing. That's what it is. The whole episode feels like rushing. They're squeezing so many stories into one episode and they're rushing through it. And so it loses its like power to me. And it's like, I'm sorry, but like for whatever reason on the Golden Girls versus this episode, so Blanche would have like taken a beat or his lead up, Chewie's lead up to that would have been a little bit more of a misdirect where it's not like, do you know what it's like to be covered? It's like if he had just made it a little bit more obtuse and then Blanche gives a beat and goes, oh yeah. Like, I get that. A little more power like it did on the Golden Girls.
I totally get that. I also agree that this episode, I mean, when it got into the Christmas Carol part, I was like, this feels like a different episode.
And if they're rushing,
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't it feel frenetic?
It does. I agree with that. It should have started with a Christmas. It should have started with Chewie's story. Like, we didn't need the Santa bit. We didn't need all, even though I loved it, we didn't need it.
No, we didn't.
We don't even need the hotel guest bit.
No,
to be
we
honest.
don't.
Like,
No.
it could have just been this, and then maybe
Absolutely.
you don't even need a B story in this.
No, you don't.
So okay, so like Blanche as Ghost of Christmas Presents takes Chewie, and we see the whole cast in the refrigerator celebrating a cold Christmas because the rest of the hotel has to be Christmas free, basically. So they're in the freezer, freezing to death, with poor little Sophia shivering there. This woman is 183 years old, and she's shivering there, and it's all because they have to not have any Christmas celebrations be seen in the hotel. Now, this scene is kind of irrelevant to me. It doesn't really go anywhere, but the payoff, this last, maybe 3 seconds of a moment, made the entire episode for me. I'm going to play it.
So how do you feel?
About this big.
Yeah, I'm cold too. Let's get out of here.
There's no point in my life, no matter how old I get, no matter how mature I get, no matter how educated I get, I will not literally fall out of my chair laughing at a dick joke. I will
at a shrinkage joke.
It can be any shrinkage, biggage, whatever. It doesn't matter if a dick's involved. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to have fun with it. Like, it is. And the fact that it came from Blanche Rue McClanahan, you know she had fun saying that line. You know it.
Of course, she always did. She clearly did. It was her bread and butter.
Yeah.
It's so jarring to watch anything of her where she's speaking not like Blanche.
I know it
is.
When
she speaks without that Spanish, that Southern tilt, that drawl. It's like, it's just jarring.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally get it. Now this next scene gets to Sophia as Ghost of Christmas Future, and she's going to show what could happen to the hotel if they maintain this sort of lack of holiday spirit. This one, I loved Sophia's outfit. I loved the crazy tinsel thing. I don't even know how to describe what she was wearing, but it was this insane outfit that was actually kind of perfect. There was a joke, though, that Sophia said in the transition into going into what the hotel looks like in the future that did kind of make me LOL, even though it was so of the time. It was so of the Clinton era, but it still made me laugh. I'm going to play it.
How far in the future are we?
It's an all-gay army now. They haven't won any wars, but the parades are fabulous.
Now, I didn't check when this episode aired December 18th, 1992. So Clinton had just been elected president like the month before. And a lot of the big conversation that was happening at the time was gays in the military and opening up and all the things. And there was a lot of pressure on him to do. And that's ultimately what led to Don't Ask, Don't Tell, because he couldn't get it through and gays still couldn't be out in the military. But that was sort of the conversation. So that was the reference that the joke was making. I loved it. I thought it was funny, especially her going, fabulous.
The parades were fabulous.
But we learn that in the future, the lack of merriment, if that our friend Brandy would say, the lack of merriment in their lives has led to a full change in these characters. Blanche doesn't care about men anymore.
This scene even this didn't even make sense to me. Where like Blanche doesn't care about men anymore, but why is she dressed like old world?
Well, okay. So yeah, you're right. She was dressed like a school marm, like a librarian, she was with the glasses and the whole thing.
It was more like, I thought she looked like an immigrant at Ellis Island. It was so not even like a school marm. That would be like cute. She looked like she looked like Golda Meir.
You really can't shake this juice, can you? There was it reminded me of, there's an episode of Murder, She Wrote that Rue McClanahan appeared on first season. It's the bus stop episode, and it's a great episode. It's sort of a bottle episode where it all sort of happens in this bus station, basically, and someone's murdered on the bus, and then of course they have to figure out who did it, and they're all in the room, and it's a great episode. And Blanche's character, I think I'm confusing that with The Love Boat, but like her character is sort of like a school marmy type character, and so her outfit reminded me of her Murder, She Wrote episode days. It was actually really, you should watch that episode. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
But in the future, because of this this situation with no joy at the holidays. Now they're destined for a future of the hotel's in ruins. It just is a basic sort of hotel. Everyone is sort of, and Chewie is in charge, but he's like an evil sort of owner, if you will. And he forces Sophia, in retribution for his own childhood of wearing that cake costume, he forces Sophia to wear the cake costume.
Not only does he force Sophia, they hint that she's dead.
Yeah.
And then the reveal is that she's wearing the big, weird cake costume.
Uh-huh.
That to me, again, I'm like, just watching it, I'm sort of like baffled, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? You know, like,
what's going on?
What is this? What are they? I also have to say, this is so dark and sad, but I feel like, you know, if Estelle Getty was having trouble remembering lines by the end of the Golden Girls, on this, it's like she's on autopilot, and I almost feel a little bad.
I mean, I don't, only because one
I
thing,
hope
and
she
I've
was
said
having
this,
fun, but
I think she was having fun, because you look at, like, here's the thing. This might be controversial. This has nothing to do with Christmas or anything. And I've talked about this on other episodes, but I have found, I'm trying to use my words in the correct way here. I have found that people connected to the Golden Girls or Golden Girls stories have started to obsessively talk about Estelle Getty's memory issues because they know it gets engagement. They know it gets stories. They know it gets people talking. And I have to say, while there might be merit to many of the stories, I'm not saying there's not merit to them. From a just a pure, like, watching media perspective, Estelle Getty did multiple episodes of the Rosie O'Donnell Show. Estelle Getty continued to work on sitcoms in the 90s after this episode aired. Rosie O'Donnell didn't air until 1994. She did multiple episodes.
No, even later. It was like 96,
she was on, exactly. So she was on doing talk shows up
So what do you
until
think was
the mid to late 90s. Oh, wait. So what I'm saying is that there is an inflation of her memory issues to the point now that it has become a pop culture part of history that I don't know if actually is accurate to the degree in which, because they make her out almost to be like she couldn't remember a line. She was struggling. And it's like, this woman kept working. This woman was doing talk shows. And yes, she could have been suffering. And I agree that that is a possibility. But I also think that maybe we should
more interesting than
tamper down this noise of making this woman into this handicapped, feeble thing, when in reality, she was a gifted actress, a great comedian who had so much fun being a celebrity, who loved what she was doing. And clearly it shows, because she's having a great time dancing in a cake costume.
You're right. Nobody's forcing her to be there.
Yeah.
But I will say too, I mean, as much as I fed into that narrative, at the same time, it's like, maybe less famously, B clearly reads off cue cards in the final season of the Golden Girls.
People aren't talking about that.
I know. And I'm like, is that a memory issue, or is she just like, I don't want to memorize these lines? But there's so many episodes where she's clearly looking at a cue card.
Yes. Oh, I mean, famously in Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, in the final speech, with being scared and alone, and she's not even looking at the dude.
No.
And it's like,
shut up,
I get
Lewis.
And listen, I don't want to use that against her either, because I don't know what was going on in her in that day and everything. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, she had memory problems. We know what Estelle suffered from. I'm just saying the evidence does not show that this woman was not a capable actress who was able to continue working for, after this episode, at least another 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So like,
true.
And do talk shows, which, I'm sorry, doing a talk show, even if they're throwing you softball questions, she's in front of a live audience. You have to be on it.
Yeah, you have to be on it.
I don't know. I call a little bit of shade on some of these stories of people wanting to constantly talk about Estelle Getty's memory issues. That's my soapbox.
I guess my point then is, like, maybe if that's not the case, maybe if she wasn't, demented or anything by the time they were shooting this, at the same time, I just feel like she's sort of, I don't know, man. When she comes out in the cake, it's just kind of, it's a little bit of a bummer to me.
I loved it, actually. I thought it was fun. I mean, to me,
this story's so
it's weird. Sure, it might not. I
like weird though. I like weird.
Yeah, I like weird, but I also like someone just having fun. And the way she was dancing, that woman loved getting a laugh. And guess what? She got a laugh. And
she is, yep.
And for me, as a fan, I just want to see Estelle Getty happy and
That's
doing
true.
great work. And
That's true.
that made me happy. So
Yeah.
I'm content. So anyway, Chewie then finds the spirit of Christmas because it is a Christmas carol. And he comes down to that group that's there because they're, so depressed about their divorce that he comes in saying, Merry Christmas. And then he somehow is able to get them all to get the
On
Christmas
board
spirit.
with Christmas based on his
Yeah.
his overcoming his own history with Christmas without even okay. Like it's like, okay.
Yeah. And then
Who are these people?
Roland comes back, he's Santa, and the girls are all surprised that Chewie has the Christmas spirit, and then all the divorced people come out and they start singing and they suddenly have a choir because they can sing suddenly. That part was a little strange to me.
That's like, it feels so rushed and random and frenetic that I'm like, when did that happen?
Yeah. But everyone is in the Christmas spirit. Now this part, I'm going to play this clip. This part is what ruined the episode for me. This was the worst part of the episode, in my opinion. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Here it is.
Sophia, you're being awful quiet through all of this. Don't you have something to say?
Actually, I do. Merry Christmas, Schmissmas to all. And to all, a good night.
Oh, come let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
Okay. So, yeah. I love when a show breaks the fourth wall in a fun way. You know what I mean? In a way that kind of gives me I'm trying to think of an example, but kind of gives me they're talking to me kind of bit.
Clarissa explains it all.
Great example. Yeah, and it's written in and it makes sense. Having Estelle Getty turn her eyes to the camera to deliver this line and essentially make it a nice little bow on an episode, that to me is lazy.
So weird. Also, what was Christmas Schmissmas again? What was that a reference to?
I forget now. It was at the beginning of the episode.
You don't even remember.
But yeah, I don't remember it. Yeah.
There's too much going on. But yeah, having her, it's so odd having her turn to the camera and say, and to all a good night, which I guess, I get it. It's like, it's a Christmas carol being wrapped up. But then the people behind her singing it's just like, are we supposed to, I don't know what we're supposed to believe at this point. Are they a real choir or it's too much. And then, by the way, then when they cut back to roll over the credit roll and they're singing something.
Yeah.
And it's so goofy. And I'm like, I
don't mind the singing bit. I don't mind the
but they're doing, what were they singing again? Like a gospel?
No, it was a Christmas song. It was like a jingle bell type thing. Yeah.
You're right. It was jingle bells, but like they were doing, it was just like very 1992 goofy. And
I didn't mind that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I had a bad taste in my mouth from Sophia staring at the camera.
Yes, that bit I did not like. I mean, I'm sure, please, listeners, let us know if you like that Sophia in the camera. I don't get it. That part to me, as a creative, that kind of took me out of it. And I'm a little I wouldn't have gone. Everything else in this episode I could probably stand behind and I would be able to do on stage and I would have fine with. That bit, I would be like, really? That's easy.
It was it all just seemed very odd. And like the people from the group, I'm like, who? What? Like, I don't know.
What's going on?
It was very very jarring and kind of like left me in like a sense of disarray.
So now that you've rewatched this episode, does it make you like the diner episode better?
Yes, it really does. And even more than that, the Christmas gift of the Men of Blanche's boudoir. It's like, give me. I want it. Feed
Eliot,
me.
should we do that someday?
The Men of Blanche's boudoir.
Should we? I mean, Sadie could be involved. I could do a whole thing. We could do like a Men of Blanche's boudoir, and we'll do a photo shoot. You could be one of the months. You choose, and we could.
I'm surprised you could walk in October.
I mean, that's your month. That's your month. It's gonna be great. Hint, hint. So we're gonna take a break and come back with our golden takeaways from this episode. So get your thinking cap on because there's a doozy of a golden takeaway. We'll be right back. And we are back with our golden takeaways, which is a nugget of truth or inspiration that you can apply to your lives or the lives of our listeners. Eliot, I will go first to give you a moment to think about a golden takeaway. My golden takeaway from this episode is that this is us wrapping up our year really with Out on the Lanai. And I mean, there's some other stuff coming up this month, but like we're gonna have a New Year's episode and everything, but like we're taking next week off for the holiday. And so I am just so happy this year because lots of different changes happened this year. Kerri had a baby, which is
Number two.
crazy. Number two, which is wild to think about. And I'm just looking forward to next year and all of the wonderful things to come. And I just want to say to all of the listeners and the viewers out there, thank you so much for supporting us this year. We know that you have lots of options for Golden Girls podcast, but don't forget that we are the first. I said it. And we belong to that special. Just said that again too. But no, we thank you so much for supporting us and everything this year. Eliot, what's your golden takeaway from this episode?
My golden takeaway from this episode is that it's worth looking up, if you choose, Cheech Marin in a role that I think he was better suited for, which is the role of Cheech Marin on a little scene reality show called Celebrity Duets.
Oh my God, I can't.
It was like from 2006. Wayne Brady hosted it. Nobody watched it except me. And it's literally American Idol, but for like some celebrities duetting with each other, like pageant style.
Yeah.
And it's also like people who don't sing. So it's like Cheech Marin duetting with, I think, Chaka Khan or like Lucy Lawless and like Smokey Robinson.
My God.
There is nothing campier, weirder, and I'm surprised it hasn't made its way to like some of those like Ryan Scott and like Tegan-ish, like these or you even or your Instagram. Like I'm surprised it hasn't made its way there because it's peak camp. And above all else, Little Richard is the sort of wild card judge, and he doesn't know what planet he is on. He just talks about having a boner for everybody on the show. He talks about, he keeps saying, my toe just shot up in my boot. He says that to like Lucy Lawless and wrestlers.
Honestly, never realized I had that much in common with Little Richard, but okay.
He's very horny. He's totally he's on another planet, and it's him and Marie Osmond. I have
two things to say before I forget to this. First off, one of the funniest moments of my life is when Chaka Khan, this is going to sound crazy. I'll supply details maybe on the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour today. I don't know. It's too much to go into it, but I was at Sia's house and Chaka Khan was smoking next to Paris Hilton's new baby. And it was it was one of
putting
those
the cigarette out on the baby.
It was one of those moments when I'm like, this is Hollywood, baby. And then my other thing is, do you remember when Wayne Brady came out as like
Pan or you're like, what
something?
Are you? Yeah.
And everyone was like, we're not surprised.
Yeah, huge shocker.
Yes.
Like musical improvisers is like Pan.
Elliot Glazer.
If anything, he's like, Wayne Brady is sort of like asexual to me. He's handsome and non-threatening, but
to me, Wayne Brady is someone that I'd see at the spa and be like, okay.
I'm not saying he's not attractive. I'm just saying he's to me is like devoid of sex appeal because he's just on. You know, he's always on, and so I wouldn't think of him in a sexual capacity.
Blanchwood.
That's true. Blanchwood.
Eliot Glazer, thank you so much for doing this. Where can people follow you and your Bah Humbug holiday?
Just at Eliot Glazer on Instagram. I don't have a full scale operation going yet, but in 2026 there shall be.
Well, and also I'm going to plug, because as your best friend, I feel it is my obligation to do this. In 2026, there will be a book coming out from Mr. Eliot Glazer when is it available for pre-order?
Now.
Oh, you can pre-order.
I haven't
now.
Advertised it at all, but it's called
Why? Why haven't you done that?
Don't ask. It's an issue.
Issue. Can we include a link in the show notes for people to pre-order?
Sure. Yeah. And the book is called
send me that link.
The Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad, Gay.
Yes. And I don't think we've ever announced this anywhere, but Eliot and I are working on a new podcast, and that is coming very, very, very soon.
We say the title? Did people?
I don't think so. Let's save that.
Okay.
Let's save that. That's because the title is really good. Like really, every single person I tell it to, they get excited.
Sam Sanders is just knocking down our doors, just saying, get it going. He's really excited. And Sam Sanders is royalty. So
we're working on it. So yeah, thank you, Eliot, so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
And thank you so much for listening today. You know, we do love it. And you can come back not next week. We won't have an episode next week because we're taking off for the holidays, but we will have an episode on December 31st at the very last day of the year that we pre-recorded with Kerri when she was very preggers, and she's not preggers anymore. So we have a fun thing coming with that. But thank you for listening. We'll see you in a few weeks. Have a great holiday. And remember, we are part of Mom, Moguls of Media, so go support Mom Plus, of course. You can also follow us on social media at Golden Girls Pod on Twitter, Out on the Lanai Official on Instagram, Golden Girls Pod on Facebook, and I am HAlanScott /Sadie Pines on everything. Please also go follow Kerri so you can get baby updates. She is Squidsy on Instagram and Squid Eats Squid on Twitter. And of course, leave a little rating and review wherever you're listening to this podcast. It really does help us out. Give us some end of the year love, because that definitely helps us with the algorithm and all those things. In the meantime, remember, wait, no, I screwed that up. As always, remember, stay golden. It's weird doing that alone.
Out on the Lanai is not endorsed by Whit Thomas Harris Productions, Touchstone Television, Disney, or any of its subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only.
All names, pictures, audio, and video clips of the Golden Girls are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and/or copyright holders.